Hey guys, welcome back to Will's Rock Academy. Today, this lesson is going to be about legato and this fretboard moving technique that I use to warm up my hands. This is super helpful for my fretting hand strength. One of the things that's helped me build speed over the years is using exercises like this to gain the strength and the muscle memory in these fingers without necessarily using this hand to rely on to make the sound. So for the purposes of this exercise, you will not need a pick. Alright? Because what I'm going to be doing with this hand is as I move up and down the guitar, I'm going to be using it to mute the other strings, kind of using my palm, the bass right here, shifting my hand downwards and back upwards as I move with my left hand. This is another thing that as you also are picking, right, I just want my hands in sync. That's one of the most important things, is that my left hand and my right hand can both keep up with each other. And that's going to help you get that continuity between sounds. Alright? So, just like this last video, or the last video I did, the first introduction lesson with the spider crawl, this is going to be more focusing on technique than it is music theory. So I'm going to give you two different ways to play through this that lets all of the fingers get involved and allows you to warm up your whole hand, get moving up and down the fretboard, get comfortable moving at the base of the neck, right? Because that's one of the most difficult things. Sometimes I avoided playing up here in the past when I started learning, because my hands are not that big. So it was difficult for me. And this was something that allowed me to kind of free myself from the cage, of playing just in this spot, and allowed me to extend, the riffs I was playing. That allowed me to write in different keys, but also solo. Alright, so this is why I love this legato technique in this warm-up. Alright, so I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to play it with you. If you would like any other resources, please shoot me a message. Let me send you the links to some tabs, get some diagrams going, and we'll get you set up. Alright, so my first time through this, I'm going to be using my index finger, my ring finger, and my pinky finger. Alright, I'm going to be playing every other fret. Alright, and that's just so I get comfortable moving my hand throughout the neck. If you want to, and you are going to dedicate this practice time to this specific warm-up, and you want to use every single fret, go for it. For the sake of time, I'm going to skip every fret, because you'll still get the gist of it. Alright, so I'm going to start on the first fret. I'm just going to play 1, 2, 3. Or realistically, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. When I get down to the bottom, this is where it's going to be interesting, alright? I'm going to be using this pull-off technique in which I am 4, 3, 1, and I'm making sure that I hammer with my pinky finger to get that initial sound, right? Because I'm not picking, I'm not trying to... So I've got to make sure that I use enough pressure that I isolate this note while I'm muting the other strings with this hand. And the same thing went for as I was coming down the neck. 1, 2. Alright, that's really difficult for me still. 1, 3, 4. Making sure I'm hammering. Alright, all my fingers are coming off every single time I leave that note. Alright, because I need to apply that pressure so I can avoid using my pick as I go up and down the neck. That was a good example of me not using my hand correctly to mute that string. Right? If my hand is still here and I'm being a little bit lazy, I'm going to be, making that note muted. And if you're right here, I'm not getting the full taste of this note. Alright, so that's one of the things that I focus on when I'm using this exercise, is not only am I applying the correct pressure, but am I getting the note I want to get to sound as full as it is. Alright, because I want to play each note to the best of its ability with this hand, so that when I then apply picking techniques, that I'm already getting that clean sound from this hand, and this is an addition to it, right? So moving on, I was at 5, I'm moving to the 7. And there was a prime example of me not moving my fingers correctly, right? So what I did there, I wasn't making sure that I pulled my pinky off enough to come back and hammer that down. All right, I want to make sure that each finger is going up and down off the fret, because when I release, that's how I'm getting the full sound of that note. If I'm leaving my finger kind of lingering over that string, then I'm coming into this danger that I'm going to deaden that note as well. All right, so I want to make sure that my technique of playing this is as clean as possible, which is something that I do struggle with still. So again, don't beat yourself up over when you're just starting this out. You know, I tripped through this a bunch of times before I walked through this. Then I, walked through it a bunch before I, ran through it. And, some of my heroes sprint through this. Another great resource to check out if you're into this kind of stuff, especially shred metal, go check out Jackie Vincent. Incredible teacher. He is my guitar teacher, and so if you're looking for more resources and want to take your playing to the next level, go on YouTube, go to his channel, Jackie Vincent. All right, we're moving up again. Continue to play that all the way down the neck. When I get, my guitar's gonna go to 24 frets. When you get to your last fret, take it on back. All right, this is gonna help you when you're trying to transition between different keys, different riffs, different segments of songs. Being able to go forward and being able to go backwards. That's what helps you mix it up when you're writing. Go through that songwriting process, and it really does free up the different things you can do. The last thing I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to alternate my fingers, right? So the last time I was going 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, right? Because I'm not always just playing. I'm leaving out that middle finger, all right? So the next time I'm going to go up and down, I'm going to go 1, 2, 4, all right? So just a slight variation, but just that slight variation is enough to warm up the rest of my hand. And get all my fingers moving together. All right, so it's gonna look something like this. I can take it up and down, play on any fret. Really, I'm focusing on getting all of my fingers to be pressing down on the right amount of pressure to elicit the response from the guitar to play me this full note. Right? Because one of the things is that the pressure I got to put down here is going to be different than the pressure I got to put down here. And so taking it from front to back to front, or both ways, is going to help you really take that muscle memory to the next level and not put as much pressure down here as you would over here, which is going to free that hand up to transition a little bit easier. All right, it's going to help your playing become a little bit more smooth. That's really what I saw the improvement for me, is that I was able to transition a little bit better because I did have this kind of vice grip on the guitar. I was holding the neck so hard. I was so used to, I grew up on Green Day playing power chords, you know, and playing, you know, fast. And really the trick to speed for me became not trying to play as, you know, strong and as fast as I'd been playing. It was to back off and learn how to correctly apply the pressure. Because one of the things that I did is I put a lot of the tension into my forearms. All right, so what you're gonna wanna do while you're doing this exercise is release the stress from your forearms. I want this movement to come from my fingers, and so if I feel this tension in my forearm, I'm squeezing a little bit too hard. I should be able to make it up and down the neck without feeling that tension. All right, so if you feel like you're cramping around here, which I did, especially when I started, all right, you're just gonna wanna loosen that grip a little bit, move, all right, keep that thumb kind of in the middle, keep it flexible. And then the other important thing, as you go through all of this, breathe. All right? As you're going through this, take a deep breath in as you're going down. You know, let it out. You're not trying to burn through these. You're trying to warm up and get these hands moving and really focus on your hands connection to the guitar and your instrument. Because when your instrument becomes an extension of yourself, that's when you are playing to the best of your abilities. If you have any questions for this video, any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Let me know what you think so I can improve for the next one. This is Will's Rock Academy, and I'll catch you in the next lesson.